Leo, happy birthday. This is going to be your general reading for August 2018. And this is going to be for Leo rising, Leo sun, and Leo moon. You'll have to excuse me. I've been doing a bunch of readings today on here and for other people, and I have officially hit my silly moment. I've been chugging tea to stay awake and finally try to knock out as many of these as I possibly can. I'm terribly late this month. I'm not going to make any excuses for myself, but I will say that everybody's pretty much going through it right now. We've got like 5 or 6 planets that are all retrograde, and Mercury is included, so it's really a huge time right now of introspection and reviewing the past on multiple levels. So this is going to be in Leo rising, sun and moon's highest, best good, along with whatever they most need to hear. And while I am shuffling your cards, I'm going to ask you guys a favor, which is, if you happen to know a Cancer or someone who has Cancer in them or has a strong moon or a strong 4th house, please give them a hug for me. I feel like they really need it right now. Sometimes I think we take our Cancers for granted. Just like as human beings, a lot of times we take our own mothers for granted, or we take our nurturers for granted because we just assume they'll always be there. It's just a given. But I feel that they really need a lot of emotional support right now. So if you do know a Cancer that has fed you broth when you were sick, had you cry on their shoulder when somebody broke your heart, that soothed you when you most needed it, then I want you to give them a huge hug and tell them how much they mean to you. And now that being said, I'm going to focus on you now. So let's see what you have in store for you for the rest of August. I'm going to do an 11 card Celtic cross spread. And here we go. This is coming up for a lot of people this month. Pardon me. Okay, I'm going to pick a few clarifiers and then I'll start showing you the cards. I'm putting that one back in. Okay, this is for Leo's best, highest good. Okay. Okay. I'm going to show you your cards. As your central experience for the month of August, happy birthday again, is the Hierophant. Your countering situation or challenge to that is the Ace of Pentacles. What is helping you is the Nine of Wands. That reminds me, well, maybe I'll just leave that be. I'll see what comes out. At your root, or the core of your being, you have the Four of Pentacles. It's your recent past. There's the Lovers. The Lovers and the Hierophant has been coming out practically for everyone this month so far. As your best possible outcome, which is a very odd card to get there, is the Two of Swords. So I picked a clarifier, and we'll get into that. In your near future, this is really nice, you guys, is the Ten of Cups. You right now are the Princess of Pentacles. In your surroundings is the Queen of Swords. Your hopes is the Magician. And your general outcome, talking about cancers, you have the Queen of Cups as your general outcome. So give me one moment and then I'll start reading for you. Hang on. I'm back. Okay, Leo. Your central experience for the month of August is the Hierophant. This has been coming up for practically everyone so far. Perhaps because this is a time where we have so many retrogrades and we're being retrospective, or we're looking back on past experiences, things that we've done, things that we've learned, things that we've experienced. You're listening more than ever at this time to your own innate wisdom within. Maybe you're realizing that you play a role in either healing or hindering other people, or let me put that in a different way. With your power, the power of the sun, the power of our star, you have the capacity to burn the crap out of people or to warm them up and give them life energy. And perhaps at this time you're really realizing that fact more than usual, of you have the ability to hurt or to heal yourself and other people, or just situations in general. And because you've been getting even more in touch with yourself and possibly with your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, what you would like to manifest on this earthly plane while you are here, it's making you more aware of the things that stand in your way, in your own being. Things that perhaps have hurt your energy in the past that keep you from being able to fulfill your deepest longings. And so you're embarking on a healing journey at this time. You're becoming possibly more aware of a greater perspective of things, of what's possible for you and what's actually really happening just in general. Perhaps your eyes have been opened more than usual to the I guess in modern New Age lingo, we would say multi-dimensional, multi-leveled, multifaceted reality that we live in. You're realizing more than ever that there's more to this than meets the eye. And so this is opening up your eyes to larger truths, larger perspectives, larger understandings of things. Okay, well, I'm going to leave that the way it is. What is hindering you, or what is your challenge in this healing journey? Is the Ace of Pentacles. So perhaps you would like to start something completely new. Perhaps you'd like to start a new business, a new home, a new relationship, a new way, a new physical reality for yourself. That's more along the lines of how you would like things to branch out and grow in the future. This is definitely not an old structure. This is a completely new reality. And maybe you have some last little bits of work to do on healing anything that gets in the way of your being to feel like you can actually plant this seed and create this reality that you would like. Maybe you are ready to plant these seeds, but for whatever reasons, it's not quite the right time yet, because you still have some more truths to find out first. So, what's helping you, hindering you? Let me pick another card to go with this. Okay. This has been coming out for quite a few people as well. What's helping you? What's helping you is feeling as though you have done a lot of work, put a lot of things into motion to gather people together. Perhaps you've been, just through who you are, been bringing people together to create more interweaving of people's energy rather than hurtful energy. You've tried to be a facilitator between uniting different people, however different they may be, to being able to cooperate or work together. And perhaps this is what's helping you, is to do this. If you haven't already been doing this, you want to do this. And if you continue with this process of uniting people that perhaps didn't know each other before, but you just had a feeling that they would get along really well and be able to create things together if they just knew each other. It's kind of like a friendship version of matchmaking. Or just facilitating creative projects that brings like-minded people together, where they can really work together and create things together that they wouldn't be able to on their own. This looks really nice. So this is what's helping you, is to facilitate alliances, or to bring about situations where people can enjoy themselves, get away from their troubles, and be able to perhaps feel more supported with each other than they did on their own. This could be helping to organize a wedding, or helping to organize some kind of festival, or some kind of ceremony. This guy is kind of reminding me of that term, master of ceremonies. So at your core, or at your root, you have the Four of Pentacles. This is leading me to believe a couple of different things. One thing is that you could have become way too stagnant in your existing structures of things. Perhaps this is one of the reasons on why you would like to plant new seeds or begin a new reality for yourself. And also why you may be mulling over some things in your own psyche that perhaps hold you back from being able to do that. And so it seems like you've become way too stagnant in how you're living your life, or how your life is structured, as far as duties, responsibilities, things you have to upkeep, things you have to do, things you have to pay for, the money that you have to produce that feeds all of these different things. It's almost like it's boxed you into a prison at this point. aside from things like money and jobs or responsibilities, this can literally just be a feeling of stagnancy in your own body, or a feeling of stagnancy with your surroundings, or what you have built up for yourself as your foundation. So I pulled a clarifier to go with this to help me explain it further. And I got the Six of Cups. I believe this has been also coming out for a number of people this month, which makes sense with all the retrogrades. You're realizing that the structures that you believed... Okay, let me put this a different way. In the past, because the Six of Cups almost always has to do with the past. In the past, you were taught perhaps certain values or ways of looking at traditions, or how things were supposed to be. Or perhaps you were taught set rules on how alliances or close relationships or love relationships should be. And perhaps at this point you're realizing that those things you were taught are actually holding you back or making you feel trapped or stuck. This can be limiting situations from the past where you still find yourself carrying out those patterns even though these things have already happened and they're not presently happening the way that they used to. Or something about how you remember the past has gotten stuck on a loop where you keep on replaying the same thing over and over in your head as far as how you remember something. So let me see if I can pull a remedy for that. Pardon me. Okay. This is your remedy. To have your own resources, or to have your own means of creating what you want instead of possibly feeling as though you need to be part of something else or in a relationship in order to have the resources that you need. That's odd. Maybe you were taught something in the past by your family or just through society, something like that, that you needed to be in a relationship in order to be prosperous, or you needed someone else in your life in order to be prosperous, or you needed to work with other people in order to be prosperous. Even some weird old-fashioned stuff of you just need a man to take care of you or a woman to provide what you need. It doesn't really matter on the sex. It's the same sort of energy of you need someone else in order to have what you need. But this is saying that you're realizing that you can do this for yourself. And when you do this for yourself, you're more likely to not be taken advantage of. As in, when you depend on someone else for money, or when you depend on them being there in order to help you with money, that puts them in a position of power where what they say goes, or their rules are more important because you rely on them. But this is talking about self-sufficiency with being able to manifest what you want on your own. But this is also telling me that you can create structure for yourself, but it may not fall along these lines. Perhaps your values are changing, where before what you valued is starting to make you feel like you're trapped by your values. And now you're realizing that your values are actually much more creative and organic and evolving than that. I don't know how else to put that. Because in this one, he's owned by the things he has to upkeep. In this one, he's fed by the things that he upkeeps. And he can create more because of that. So, Okay. In your recent past, you have the Lovers, which is you have already made some kind of a major choice about something. Or you've been really doing a lot of work on yourself to think about how you see healthy relationships and also your own healthy relationship with yourself, of becoming whole or uniting the two aspects of your being, where you are no longer dual, but you're one and the same. Maybe you had to make some kind of a major choice about a relationship, on whether or not you should go with a relationship or keep a relationship or release a relationship, or some kind of major choice just in general in your life. You know, whether you want to change locations or basically just choose one way over another way at the crossroads. So this is where you've been. And I believe this came out in your general reading for July. So this may be just showing that you did the work, that you really did follow that process through, because this is in your past. And if I remember correctly, I think this was your main experience for July. So good for you. It looks like you actually really did a lot of work there. So as your best possible outcome, you have the Two of Swords, which I find odd. Usually this is about remaining stuck or not seeing all of what's available to you, or feeling as though you're walking on a tightrope. I believe this came out for you last month too, if I remember correctly. So I picked a card to go with it, which is the King of Wands, which is one of your cards. This is your court card in the Major Arcana. So what I'm getting between the two of them is that your best possible outcome is that you finally decide to end the indecision and you just go for it, or you just create what you want, or you just stand in your power finally and say, you know what, this is what I'm doing, this is what I believe in, this is what I have a passion about, and this is what I'm going to carry out and actually do. This is about feeling completely confident to create what you want. This can also be an ally as well, in which case, if this is a person in your life that is helping you along with this best possible outcome of finally overcoming indecision and ripping off the blindfold and being able to see things for what they are, then it's someone who carries your own energy, or also carries Leonine Sun energy, who's very strong, confident, warm, caring, and doesn't let anything hold him back from being able to create what he wants. This can also, again, have something to do with organizing something, or leading something, or bringing people together too. Or deciding to not be at odds about something. So in the near future, you have the Ten of Cups, which is wonderful. This says that you're about to have an emotional harvest where you feel extremely joyful and happy and blessed, where you feel like everything that you have been making a conscious effort to change your attitudes about, where you remain positive and believe in the ability to manifest what you truly desire in your life. In this, I'm getting a feeling of emotional support and comfort and celebration, that it's time to celebrate. You're about to have some kind of a major breakthrough where all of your things that you have done in the meantime have led up to this moment, which is wonderful. If this comes true, please let me know in the comments that you had some kind of an emotional, joyful breakthrough. This is just what you need. Okay. You right now are the Princess of Pentacles, so you may have begun some kind of a new trade or a new craft or a new class or a new course, or you're focusing on your children if you have children at this time, where you're trying to really uplift them and teach them about their own innate gifts to encourage them with their talents. this is also yourself as well. You want to continue with this and continue to get better and better at it. And the more you do, the more money you'll be able to make, or the more prosperity you'll be able to bring into your life. This feels like something that brings you a lot of happiness and joy, something that you have a natural talent or gift for. And if you continue to expand with this and learn as you go and experiment with this, I see this as being very prosperous and life-enhancing for you. So I picked 2 cards to go with it just because this has been coming up for a number of people too, and I feel like I needed more information. So with it came the Tower and the Empress. So what I'm getting from this, pardon me, I'm just soaking it up for a second. What I'm getting from this is that your old way doesn't work anymore, and not only that, your old way, and I'm picking up on this. This is your old way, what you've become stagnant in. This can even be duties or how you go about getting things done that has become extremely stagnant and limiting. And it's something that you've either been taught, or it's something that you've experienced in the past so much that you kind of took that on as the basic truth for how you go about doing things. Is that perhaps you have to plug away for a super long time and put tons of effort into something in order to even feel as though you have anything? I don't know. But what I'm getting is that this old way is going to crumble if it hasn't crumbled already. And you can feel it on some level, and that is the reason why you want to go with this new talent or this new project or this new thing that you're doing. If you continue to nurture this, then this is where you're going to end up, which is the Empress, which is true manifestation and abundance that comes naturally and joyfully through following your heart, following your bliss, and following your own creative mind rather than your logical mind. I feel like perhaps your logical mind has boxed you in a little bit too much. So that's wonderful. Okay, in your surroundings, you have the Queen of Swords. She can kind of be a little bit cutting at times. This is a Libra minor court card, so she's really not as bad as she seems in a lot of decks. In a lot of decks, people tend to describe her as being cold-hearted or very cutthroat or very cutting with her words, which can be her. But for the most part, she just really tries to just be fair or look at both sides of any situation before making a decision. But she is all about logic and seeing things for what they are. So if you happen to have somebody like this in your surroundings, in which case they would be extremely intelligent, concerned with things like fairness and justice, truth, and clear, concise communication. And also a critical mind, but not in the way of being cutting with words unnecessarily. It's more a critical mind as in wanting to really see things for what they are, or wanting things to be proven before you go about really believing in them. So there's someone in your surroundings that shows these qualities, in which case, if you are cutting ties, if you're cutting ties to old ways of thinking, being, or generating what you need, then this is someone who can really help you with that, with being able to see things for what they are and be able to help you make some kind of a decision, or at least to analyze with you what you need to adjust in order to change things for the better. This is taking in someone else's opinion and listening to what other people have to say. Noticing how other people perceive situations surrounding you. So as what's helping you is the Magician, which is you have the power to manifest what you want. You are completely hoping to become completely independent and self-sufficient and powerful. Not to say that you don't want relationships or that you don't need relationships in your life. You do, but this is coming from a strong central core of your being, of you know who you are, you know what you want, and you know you can make it happen. So this is your hope, is to stand in your power and manifest what you want. As your general outcome, you have a Cancer court card, which is the Queen of Cups, and she is the nurturer. She is the nurse, she is the mother, she is someone who really honors her own emotions and sensitivities and honors sensitivity and the emotions of other people as well. She's oftentimes, and keep in mind this doesn't have to be a woman, it can be a man too. I'm just saying she because it's a queen. So the Queen of Cups sometimes takes on the caretaking role so much that she overdoes it to the point of not honoring her own needs for comfort, emotional support, or nurturing. In which case, they usually get burnt out and extremely emotional and need to take a break in order to recenter themselves. If this is a person in your life, truly honor this person. Give them hugs or reassurance if they need it, and if they need someone to talk to about whatever they're going through, please be there for them because they really need it. This can even be your own mother or a mother figure or a prominent woman in your life too that really needs you to understand where they're coming from or what their feelings really are. And this is also an aspect of yourself too, so your general outcome is to honor your own emotions, to honor your own sensitivities, and honor the fact that you have emotional needs. Just like all of us, we all have emotional needs that need to be met in order for us to feel secure. So not only to honor the sensitive souls that are in your life that show this type of quality, but also to honor this within yourself as well. And when I compare it to your two outcomes, your best possible outcome is to get unstuck in your head and to really realize your own power and your own ability to have what you want. And you don't need to remain in this limiting thought patterns or limiting situations where you feel stuck in them. But you're truly realizing as your best possible outcome that you can truly manifest what you want, and you can. Being powerful does not necessarily mean at all. Actually, it doesn't mean at all overpowering other people. That's a sign of weakness. This is true power, which is wanting what's best for yourself and for other people. To want what's best for everyone. And to honor your own personal needs. So, and I find this very interesting. Of course, I had to get it wrong. Okay. Out of your two outcomes, it is Leo and Cancer, and it's a queen and it's a king. So by honoring your own heart and your own passions and your own ability to create, and honoring your sensitivity and your emotions and your need for nurturing or to nurture others, by balancing these two aspects of yourself, your sun and your moon, your feminine and your masculine, you will be able to create whatever it is that you need, whatever you want that would make you happy, and be able to have a strong sense of self. And this reminds me of last month's central card, which was the Lovers. So it feels like you're really working on honoring the divine masculine and the divine feminine as equal partners in your own self and in your life as well. So if you've been in some kind of a situation in the past where you felt locked in by a relationship, or you felt as though there was an imbalance of power, or you didn't know what to choose or what to do, it seems like things are naturally balancing themselves out now, if that makes any sense. So hopefully that helped or made sense. And I wish you all the best, Mercury retrograde, and many blessings to you. I appreciate you so much. And if you would like, check out your bonus reading, which will have to do with love and relationships, your career and money, and then your health. Okay, take care.